Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So in this tutorial we're going to be learning how to draw a female body. We're not going to really focus on like the face features and the hair. I might draw that in of course later, but it just depends on how the video turns out. The main goal and the main focus here is just the body, like of course yes, the head, the shoulders, the midsection, and a little bit of the legs. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to draw the feet as well, but we'll just have to see how that goes. And per usual with all of my videos, I really do want to quickly mention that I do have a Patreon, a Ko-fi, and all of my other social medias where I post my digital artwork, where I do have my commissions open. So if you are interested in supporting me, whether that's just a quick follow, or if you do want to commission me, like I said, I do have those open. You can also support me monthly on Patreon, and I do believe Ko-fi as well, or you can just buy me a coffee there as like a one-time thing. So yeah, everything is linked in the description or posted at the top of the comments. And with that being said, let's start the tutorial. Okay, so again, we're not really gonna focus on like getting the eyes in, getting the mouth in. That would take a bit, too much time. So hopefully you guys have your character that you already want drawn kind of in mind here, or maybe this is just a practice video for you. So again, if you struggle with bodies, that's what this main goal is here. So I am gonna start though with a really sketchy circle. It's really not perfect, you can clearly see that. But the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start getting a little quick shape face put in place. And for this part, I do apologize if I'm going a bit too fast, but again, that's kind of the purpose. I'm really just trying to get a quick idea of what I'm, trying to get drawn in. I guess for this part, I am gonna zoom in, but yeah, so basically I got most of the head already sketched out. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna, draw in the facial features just yet, so that's just gonna depend. But yeah, again, we're just gonna get the body in next. So if you already have your head drawn in, I would come in next with her neck. Usually it's gonna be split if she's, facing the camera, or you, the audience. A bit of her neck is gonna be over here, of course, and then the same thing over here. And, guidelines would definitely help if you learn from that mainly. I'm not sure if this video will be for you because I did not use them. And the main reason for that is because I've just drawn this way my whole life. I don't really use them. I know you should, and they definitely help, but for some reason I just did not learn that way. So yeah, hopefully you can kind of see what I'm doing and try your best to follow along. And now I'm gonna come in with her shoulders, I should say. I'm just gonna quickly get them in place as well. And these might not be completely even, so I'm gonna make sure they are. Okay, so yeah, for the most part they are even. I'm gonna keep the pose pretty simple as well. I know I'm talking a bit too much, but I'm trying to explain everything that I'm thinking. So yeah, we have the basic head in, the neck, and a little bit of the shoulders. So now I'm gonna come in next with a bit of her chest and a few other things like her collarbone. Usually it's gonna be about up here, pretty close to the neck. Again, it also depends on the angle. I would just draw, pretty simple shapes like that, and sometimes you'll see a little bit of that. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom out a little bit. So yeah, let's go back up here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring out a little line like that. Then we're gonna bring out a shape like this. It's gonna be mostly circular, rounded, and we're gonna bring in a bit of that. Now, keeping the way she's facing the audience again is definitely important. If they're turning this way or that way, usually one of these will be kind of a little bit more out of view, but because she is facing us, I'm trying to basically sketch in shapes as if they were facing us. And this is really weird to explain because I'm not sure how YouTube feels about this kind of thing. So yeah, this is not perfect, but I kind of quickly got them in place. So this is what you should have, unless you want to change the way yours looks, which is fine. Now also sometimes the ends of them will be kind of pointed, and by pointed I don't mean pointy, I just mean they have a little bit more of a, I don't know what other word to use other than a little bit of a point here. It's not going to be just circular unless, again, this is kind of awkward, unless she's wearing a bra. Then sometimes they do appear that way. Okay, we're not going to spend too much time on that though, so let's go ahead and get just the rest of the body in. So I'm gonna come from about where we left off, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring a little line in from about almost the edge, but not completely the edge of here. You gotta keep in mind again that, you know, these are kind of overlapping a little bit, if that makes sense. Then I'm gonna come back over here and do the same thing. We're gonna bring out a little bump like that. And then another one is gonna come out even bigger, and it's gonna come down like that. And I'm gonna stop for right now at that point. I'm gonna come back over here and try to do something similar. Okay, and now I'm going to put just a really simple little, almost like a dot, but also like a mixture with a line. And as we all can tell, that is her belly button. And then sometimes I like to add like a faint line like that. You don't have to though, these are extra details that you don't have to do. Okay, and now we are going to basically put a little shape like that in, almost directly down from the belly button. And that is going to be obviously her, you know, as we're going, I'm gonna keep fixing a few things though, because I'm noticing this part needs a little bit more thickness to it, if you will. Okay, so I kind of perkined it up a little bit, nothing too fancy, but now I'm going to pretty much, if I can just speak again, I'm pretty much just gonna come in from here where we left off. And sometimes there is gonna be a little gap. It also depends on the way her legs are positioned. And with certain art styles, you can actually just leave this part, you know, as it is and not connect it. I don't know, some people think it looks good, some others don't. So if you don't, you can draw that in. For me, I'm also going to do that as well. And for the leg position, I'm just gonna do something kind of anime, if that makes sense, cutesy. So basically I'm gonna bring the knees together and they're gonna come back out. So the only tip I can really give for this part is we came out with a, you know, pretty big shape like that. Towards this part, they're gonna start coming in and then it's gonna come back out. So yeah, I'm gonna do that right now. I'm gonna do something along the lines of that, and honestly, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about that, so you might see me change that here in just a moment. And then I'm gonna also add in some of these kind of details indicating her knee. So for the knees, I always give like a little shape like that, like a little line, and then sometimes I like to shade that part in and give an extra little small one out of view like that. Okay, so we don't want to leave her without any arms. Let's go ahead and quickly add those as well, because yeah, that looks a little bit weird. Okay, so yeah, as I was drawing that, I noticed it was kind of poking out a little bit too awkwardly there. So again, my apologies. I'm gonna change it and bring this one a bit more down, but I don't want to just leave it completely out of view, so I'm gonna let it poke out a little bit over here. And then this one, I'm gonna make like, maybe like a peace sign or something, you know, something simple, but at least that way she doesn't look too stiff. And again, for this part, I usually do recommend drawing like a little faint horizontal line. That's at least what I do. Might just be my art style, but it's kind of like this little, you know, line right there. But yeah, now let me go ahead and finish up with, again, this other hand that will be doing a little peace sign. And then I'm gonna also come back and probably add in some face features and some hair. And then I'm gonna also add in like a bikini. That way she kind of comes together, and then that will pretty much be the end of the video. And again, this was not a hands tutorial, but if you do need a tutorial on that, please let me know down in the comments. I'm always happy to do requests, even if I've already done it before. Because again, the hands video that I did prior is definitely not up to date. It's not how I currently do it. But yeah, I wanted to also give a little pointer. So usually if the arm is bending, whether it's doing this kind of pose or just waving or anything like that, the elbow does have a very certain style or angle. So it has like a little point and then it kind of comes out. Sometimes you can even draw in like a little thing like that. I hope I'm making sense, but yeah, it's not gonna just be a basic point unless you want to keep your art style simple. But yeah, I thought I would just kind of mention that. It's nothing too major or anything like that. Okay, so for this next part, I might do like a quick time lapse because I don't want to spend too much time on this part. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add in her face, and again, after that, I'm gonna come and add just a few things to her body. Alright, so I really wasn't too pleased with how it turned out in the end, especially the hair. Everything else is fine though, for the most part, but it is what it is. That wasn't, again, the main focus. I wanted to quickly come back and, like I said, you know, add a few extra things to the body and everything. I'm trying to add some, like, flyaway hairs as we speak. It's not really working. Okay, but yeah, if you are pretty much happy with what you have, you don't really have to stay for this part. But I'm just gonna come in and pretty much just draw like a bikini because I wanted to kind of finish it off with something like that, almost like she's at a beach. Alright, well that pretty much about does it for this video. Let me know what other kind of tutorials you want to see next, and keep in mind this is only one of many art styles and body types, so if you want to see any kind of others, feel free to let me know down in the comments as well. And with that being said, I will see you guys in my next video, so thank you again for watching.